Hi, Mike Smith here. I've just had a question about how the image galleries function works in an elegant theme called Harmony, and you'll probably find something similar happens in other themes as well from elegant themes. So the issue is the image gallery here is meant to work like this. This is a demonstration of the Harmony theme, and the idea is that when you're hovering over an image in the image gallery, you've got an option of these two, looking at the image in a light box, popped up there, and also a link to an associated blog post or page. Okay, but that doesn't happen. So what happens in fact if you follow the instructions on the Elegant Themes website for managing your media gallery? If you follow these instructions, what actually happens is something like this. Here's a demonstration I've just created. So I've created a sample gallery with some images that I've uploaded, and as you can see, I don't get that other option. I only get the lightbox option. So that's the issue, and that's what we'll look at fixing today. Okay, now the key to the answer, the answer to this mystery is if we look a little bit more closely at the example template from Elegant Themes, you'll notice that this image gallery is actually listed under page templates. So this is actually an image gallery template, and that's not the same thing as what they're talking about here with a photo gallery. So what we need to do is create an image gallery template, and that's what we'll look at next. Now, if we look at these posts a little more carefully, I can open these in a new tab here, and I've got them open here now already. Looking at these posts, they have been assigned categories. In this case, custom logos and internet, and in the next one, custom logos, featured articles, and a couple of other categories as well. So these categories are what we actually use when we create a gallery page from a gallery template. And if we look at the sample data that was imported when we installed this theme on our sample website, you can see these sample posts here have categories as well. And we're going to use this category, featured, because that will allow us to isolate these three posts. Okay, so that's what we're going to do next. Now we're talking about a page template, so that has to be applied to a page. What we need to do is create a new page. So I'm just going to do that in a new tab, add a new page, and we'll call this featured posts gallery. Whoops. Okay. And I'll just put some text here as well so we can see how that works. All right, now what we're going to do, at the moment we have the default template selected. What we need to do is go down and select gallery page template instead. And then as you can see on the right hand side, this extra control has opened up. And we can create a full width gallery page. And we can also select the gallery categories. These were the categories assigned to posts. These categories here, as you can see. And if we create new categories for our WordPress posts, they will also appear. Sorry, they will also appear here. So we decided we were going to use the featured gallery category. But you can see we can have a combination of these here as well. Okay, so let's publish that. Have a look at this page. Now we've got that behavior that we had before. Okay, so we can now lightbox the image, and we can click to the blog post for that image, which is fantastic. But there's still another piece of information that you need, because how did the gallery plugin know to choose that image from that post? Okay, so that's what we'll look at next. Okay, so now this featured posts gallery here is really very similar to what's called a post archive. And for example, if you click on archives here or categories, it will bring up a page like this. Let's have a look at featured because we know these are featured images. As you can see, a page like this which has this image and some text, right? So I'll just go back to that page. As you can see the similarity here. The difference is we have the image and it has this extra functionality that it can come up in a light box or click to the post for that image. The formatting is a little bit different. On this archive page we've got the title and the image and the text and a read more, but really it's the same kind of thing. It's basically an archive page. Right, now what we need to know is how that was actually done. Some of this is beyond the scope of this tutorial, but let's have a look at this page. Umbrella rides the wind. Okay, that's the actual post there, sorry, not the page, post. We'll edit that post and see how it's been put together. Now as you can see the text is there, but there's no image in that text. They haven't used add media, for example, to put an image in there. For most of the time when you want to do that kind of thumbnail, you would use what's called the featured image function, but they've not used that either in this particular case. What they have used is something called custom fields, thumbnail, and that's the link to the image there. That can be a bit confusing because if we have a look at our media library for this page, for this site, that image is actually not even listed here. These are 3 images that I uploaded to test this functionality. So that's a bit of a mystery. As you can see, these images are in our website, but they're not in the normal media library. So when we go to do this, what we're going to do is use this tool, featured image. Just to round that story off, the method by which this happened was importing the data from the sample data from Elegant Themes. So that's what actually happens when you import data from another website. Okay, sorry that was a bit technical, but just in summary, what we're going to do is create another post for one of these images and then allocate a category which is the same category as those that are used in this gallery, featured posts, and then that should add itself automatically to this gallery. Okay, let's step through that process. So let's add a new image and post to this existing gallery. And just remember that this gallery has been created using a template, a gallery template, and it's using this category featured here. We could use any category, but we're just using this featured category. So when we create a new post, we'll do that for this image that we've just uploaded, Pensive Parakeet. We need to make sure that we allocate this category to that post. So let's do that. Okay, now it's important to point out that I'm not talking about attaching this image to a post. That could be another way to do this, but no, what I'm going to do is create a new post and then allocate Pensive Parakeet as the featured image. So a new post, and I'll just do that in a new tab here. Okay, I'll call this Pensive Parakeet, and I'll just put some text here. Right. Okay, now what we need to do is set the featured image, and now we can access our media library. So I'll do that. Set the featured image, that's there now. We also need to allocate a category, and remember we chose the featured category here. Okay, we'll publish that. Have a look at the post. Okay, so there it is there, a short post with that image. And now if we have a look at the gallery, if we refresh this gallery, that post should appear here as well. And there it is. So now we can lightbox that image and we can link to that post. And that's how it's done. And obviously you can do that with any existing post. Just to recap there, what we did was we used the featured image attribute of a post to tell the theme that we want this image to be used in the gallery created by Elegant Themes. Okay, now that is a similar method for using for creating galleries in WordPress generally, but that works quite well. So this featured image might be something new that you're not familiar with, but that's what's used. We could also use custom fields here, as we saw in the other example. But generally speaking, featured image is the way to do that. And in this particular theme, the featured image also turns up automatically at the top of the page. So that is all post. And that's something to bear in mind as well, because you might not want that image to turn up there, but that is beyond your control in this particular theme. Other themes may give you a bit more control. So what we've done is figured out how this featured post gallery function actually works. Okay, thanks very much for your time.